pastor of the People's Pentecostal Church, Reverend Dr. Glenroy Frank, was motivated to construct the Pentecostal Light and Life Foundation multifaceted educational complex as too many young people were left behind. This week, we share with you one man's dream that became a reality. I'm Davia Chambers, and this is Let's Talk Tobago. We have news on the appointment of TRHA Board of Directors, details on Massey Rainbow Cup Triathlon 2016, and later, highlights of the official opening of the Corbin Local Wildlife Attraction.
The Tobago House of Assembly has a plan, the Comprehensive Economic Development Plan, CEDP, and it is for all of us. Are you ready to benefit from higher levels of development in Tobago and a higher standard of living?
We ready!
The priority areas are branding Tobago, clean, green, safe and serene, business development and entrepreneurship.
Are you ready?
Human capital development.
I'm ready.
Social development and resilience.
I'm ready.
Improved infrastructure and utilities. Enhanced safety and security.
I'm ready.
Environmental sustainability. Tourism.
Are you ready?
Marine resources and forestry.
Are you ready?
Good governance and institutional reform.
The CEDP is ready. Join us and get on board.
Let's travel the island, straight back to my land, even to Thailand.
Hey, why don't you step into the Scarborough Library facility? It has all the knowledge of our land, people and heritage that you just won't find online. The Scarborough Library facility is now open. Tobago Library Services. Information inspires innovation.
The vision for the Pentecostal Light and Life Foundation, 3 different schools, was based on taking a child from preschool to high school, all under the same roof. The foundation's preschool, primary school, and high school are all housed right here. We're going to shift gears a bit to health, as the Tobago Regional Health Authority's Board of Directors have been appointed. Their tasks are not going to be easy, as they're now charged with a range of responsibilities, from recruitment of a Chief Executive Officer to providing timely status and progress reports. Here are the details.
Meet the new board of the Tobago Regional Health Authority, the TRHA. The board is led by Chairman Oswald Williams. His deputy is Ingrid Melville. The other members are June Melville, Director Nursing, Gloria Edwards-Joseph, Director Personnel Management and Industrial Relations, Alan Crooks, Director Public Interest and Welfare, Petal Daniel Benoit, Director Business, Carlos Waldron, Director Finance, Dr. Anthony Thompson, Director Medicine, and Cindy Joseph, Director THA Interest. The new board has been requested to, within the next 6 months, recruit and appoint a CEO, place a freeze on all new employment until the comprehensive review of the human resource and finance sections are completed, and evaluate contracts of all individuals in the top management structure with a human resource audit. This is to enable the board to make informed decisions on all human resource matters.
Enhance public relations within internal staff, patients, the media, and the public. Updating strategies for addressing medico-legal issues. Continued strengthening of the primary healthcare sector with strong collaboration with the CMOH and public health.
They will also provide timely status and progress reports to the Division of Health and Social Services, delink the food service unit from the cafeteria, and adhere to the Assembly's governance plan.
Strengthening of the relationship with the University of the West Indies, UTT, COSTAT, and other teaching institutions, the monitoring of maternity, operating theatre, neonatology units, intensive care units, the oncology unit, and the accident and emergency department indicators, and ongoing risk assessment and risk report of the organization.
The chairman says he is ready to take on his new responsibilities. Mr. Williams says he knows it will be a challenge, but teamwork is the key to success.
Of course, it is my intention to ensure that I harness these skills, these competencies, this experience to assist me in the process of charting the course over the next couple of years.
The board will run until 2018. I'm Kern De Freitas for Let's Talk Tobago.
The Pentecostal Light and Life Foundation High School was designed in 1992 by architect Dr. Franklin Lassiter. Now, planning for this current economic period is crucial as the country's economic crisis has demonstrated the importance of money management. Our next story has a few tips to help you through these challenging times. Here's Omadara Mills with the details.
Whether you're buying a vehicle, building your own home, or going back to school, it's important to focus on your financial future. And to do this, you need to create a financial plan of your short, medium, and long-term goals. Here's what you should do.
Identify your financial goals, and that's what I spoke about earlier. Decide how much money you're going to need for those goals, set timelines for those goals, and then decide how much you're going to need to save every single month to be able to accomplish these goals. When you put everything down, you're now able to revise your expenditure, see where you can make your cutbacks, see where you can make trade-offs, and that is going to help you to paint a clearer picture of where you want to be in the next few years.
After the financial plan, you should create a monthly budget where you can see your income, expenditure, and savings.
Budgeting is something that is going to happen naturally coming out of that process, because a budget now allows you to put your plan into action. And you find that persons that are able to maintain that monthly budget are easier able to track their spending. They're able to identify areas where they can cut back. They're able to be less impulsive spenders. So budgeting is going to improve your overall financial position.
There's a saying that drop does full bucket. That means saving a little at a time eventually adds up to a lot. Now, although saving is a good way to build your financial resources, you should look into investing, which is a more long-term measure for growing your money.
Investments work in such a way that you're able to now get a greater return for your dollar, and that is where the benefit lies. That potential to gain returns on long-term investments is what you're going to need to really accomplish certain goals like retirement. If we're talking about accumulating the kind of wealth you're going to need for those more demanding goals, then savings accounts are only going to do so much.
The Financial Literacy Secretariat falls under the Division of Finance and Enterprise Development. The unit provides financial training sessions for community groups, schools, and the public. For more information, you can call the Secretariat at 299-0771, extensions 3401 to 3404. I'm Omadara Mills for Let's Talk Tobago.
With the intervention of the Chief Secretary and then Secretary for Education, Youth Affairs and Sport, the Pentecostal Light and Life Foundation was granted government-assisted status on August 8, 2001. We go now to a different kind of education story. Brit Week celebrations was hosted on the island, and it began with a higher education career fair hosted in partnership with the Division of Education, Youth Affairs and Sport. Here are the details.
Trade, consular outreach programs, education. These were all discussed when British High Commissioner to Trinidad and Tobago, Tim Stew, visited Chief Secretary of the Tobago House of Assembly over London. They're seeking to strengthen ties, and it started with the island hosting Brit Week.
It's time to turn our attention and our energies and our efforts to Tobago. So David Cameron, British Prime Minister, passed through the Caribbean at the end of last year, and he promised a closer British re-engagement with this region. And we in the High Commission have been determined to show that visibly.
One of the activities for Brit Week was Higher Education Career Fair, hosted in partnership with the Division of Education, Youth Affairs and Sports, and the British High Commissioner. His Excellency Mr. Stew says the British education system has much to offer prospective students from Tobago.
On the educational side, and we have scholarships on offer. The Achieving Scholarship Scheme, I think about 113 nationals from Trinidad and Tobago have studied under that British government scheme in the last 30 years. It's a great opportunity which opens doors for young people to learn, see a different perspective on the world and so on.
I think it benefits me because it gives me a wider variety of things that I want to do in the future and how I can develop those skills.
The team also visited the Cove Eco-Industrial Business Park to explore possible business development partnerships that can benefit the island.
My commercial team will be out and about at the Cove Industrial Park to see what sort of opportunities there might be to match British skills, experience, expertise with local needs, see what we can develop together as we build that stronger partnership with Tobago.
Brit Week ended with a reception at Villa Mirage, Blackrock. I'm Crystal George for Let's Talk Tobago.
Highlights on the Massey Rainbow Cup Triathlon right after this short break. We'll be right back. Stay with us. Hiring a construction firm to build the schools wasn't an option, as only $100,000 was budgeted for the build. Pastor Frank used his background in construction, along with a group of young church members, to get the job done with a limited budget. He began work in 1995. Now, the annual Massey Rainbow Cup Triathlon was held on Turtle Beach and attracted spectators from home and overseas. Here are the details from Kern de Freitas.
That sound signaled the start of this year's Massey Rainbow Cup. Hundreds of athletes converged on Turtle Beach for the grueling three-leg event. The triathlon attracted athletes from Grenada, the United States, Canada, and even as far as Germany. 46 people took on the main event, the Olympic Triathlon, which starts with a 1.5-kilometer swim, followed by a 40-kilometer bike ride, then a 10-kilometer run to the finish. Canadian Jackson Laundry cruised home all alone to win comfortably in 2 hours and 42 seconds. Garrick Lowan made it a 1-2 for Canada, finishing second in 2 hours and 9 minutes. And Clement Breer of Martinique strode to the podium as well, with his time of 2 hours, 10 minutes and 45 seconds good enough for third. Mr. Laundry shared his secret to success.
My preparations, I remember from last year I was really hot and I wasn't able to handle it. I ran really slow because I was too hot. So this year I did some heat preparation, biking indoors with the hot water running in the shower so I could stay hot, and it really helped to get ready for this heat and humidity, and that was a big difference. I felt okay on the run, and I was able to finish, I think, 5 or 6 minutes faster than last year, so it was a great race.
In the women's category, Trinidad enjoyed 2 medal positions. Jenna Ross won in 2 hours, 33 minutes and 3 seconds, while Alex Bovel was third in 2 hours, 35 minutes and 9 seconds. They were separated by Canada's Nina Say, who clocked 2 hours, 34 minutes and 32 seconds for second place.
Great race, great race. The swim was absolutely beautiful, clear crystal water. The bike, of course, is a bit difficult. It's probably one of the most difficult bike courses you can do in Olympic distance because of the rolling hills and so many of them. The run is the run, again, back on those rolling hills, but overall very enjoyable course.
In the sprint triathlon, 46 athletes completed a 750-meter swim, 20-kilometer bike ride, and 5K run. Barbadian Owen Josiah, who was the overall winner, shares his experiences of the race.
This course is a challenging course, but it's very nice. Triathlon in its whole is a challenge. This course just adds to it, but it's very unique. It's very tactical. It's very hilly, and I enjoyed it. It forced you to go a bit deeper.
The event, which took place at the Corland Bay Heritage Park, includes other categories such as the Kids of Steel Triathlon and a 5K run. Now in its 12th year, the Rainbow Cup has been supported by the Tobago House of Assembly since its inception. I'm Kern de Freitas for Let's Talk Tobago.
It took 7 years to construct the Pentecostal Light and Life Foundation School with the help of fellow churchgoers from the United States and Canada. Turning to a bit of sports, we share the story of some rising athletic stars from Tobago. They have 26 wins under their belts and are now ready to take on the world. Here's how this story unfolds.
42 participating clubs, over 500 young athletes, and 2 days of fierce competition. That's what the National Junior Championships brought to the Dwight York Stadium in Bacolet. It's the first time Tobago hosted the country's premier youth track and field event.
For several years, the Tobago Athletic Committee, which was actually run by the chairman was Mr. Durley Lucas, have been fighting to have championships come to Tobago. But because of the close of the Dwight York Stadium for the past 4 years, it became a little difficult. Seeing that the track was done over and it was relayed, we thought that it would have been a good idea to have the Junior Championships, which is one of the smaller events, all right, to be held in Tobago.
Outstanding performances came from multi-event competitors, under-18 girls Anya Akili of Kaizen Panthers and under-16 girls athlete Rayanne Servell of Trinidad's Memphis Pioneers Athletics Club. They're the only athletes to earn 4 gold medals at the Games. There's even more motivation for the athletes who competed, spots on various national junior athletics teams.
This is another opportunity for athletes to represent Trinidad and Tobago. In July, we have the World Juniors, which is in Poland, and we also have the NACAC Under 23, which is in El Salvador. And athletes from this event would qualify. So far, I believe 7 athletes have made the standard.
4 of the 7 Tobago clubs that participated are in the top 10 medal count standings. Kaizen Panthers led the way with 30 medals. Zenith Athletics Club scored 18 medals, while Tobago Falcons won 11 and Jaguars Athletics 4.
This is another opportunity again for Tobagonians athletes as they develop to see how far they can get, scholarships as well along that line. We also are looking at having other development meets which would assist athletes in preparation for the same junior championships coming up next year.
The championships were hosted by the National Association of Athletics Administrations and sponsored by the National Gas Company and the Tobago House of Assembly. I'm Omadara Mills for Let's Talk Tobago.
The Pentecostal Light and Life Foundation officially opened its school doors on September 4th, 2001, where thousands of young people have since participated in the No One Left Behind policy. So it's that time of year again, the time where villagers jig and chip to the rhythmic beats of the drum. I'm talking about the Tobago Heritage Festival, and here's Rolf Celestin with the launch of this annual event. Here are the details.
They came from all across Tobago to get a glimpse of what we can expect at this year's Heritage Festival. The street parade began uptown Scarborough and made its way through the streets, much to the delight of numerous onlookers who thronged the sidewalks in the capital to get a preview of Heritage 2016. The theatrical carnival-style procession then culminated at Market Square for stage performances by a number of cultural groups. Speaking at the formal ceremony at Market Square, Chairman of the Tobago Heritage Festival Committee, Wendell Berkeley, boasted that the spectacular display during the parade proved that heritage is alive and well in Tobago. He explained that this year's Heritage Festival would see the introduction of several new components, including the old-time dance, as well as hosting of the Drum Festival in Canaan featuring an African drum master. The chairman said this year's heritage experience would focus more on village celebrations and greater community involvement.
This year we are focusing on total village participation, total village event, and so you would look to see some people changing a bit from the stage shows to an entire day of activity and to one that celebrates the community.
The Tobago Heritage Experience runs from July 14th to November 6th and will involve more than 16 communities. This year marks the first of the trilogy themed Bring Back the Old Time Days. The sub-theme for 2016 is Cut and Contrive, 2017 Pinch Your Lanny Up, and 2018 Lend Hand. From the Division of Community Development and Culture, I'm Rolf Celestin reporting for Let's Talk Tobago.
Coming up, Tobago's latest wildlife farm. Don't move. Let's Talk Tobago will be right back.
The Tobago House of Assembly has a plan, the Comprehensive Economic Development Plan, CEDP, and it is for all of us. Are you ready to benefit from higher levels of development in Tobago and a higher standard of living?
We ready.
The priority areas are branding Tobago, clean, green, safe and serene, business development and entrepreneurship.
Are you ready?
Human capital development.
I'm ready.
Social development and resilience.
I'm ready.
Improve infrastructure and utilities. Enhanced safety and security.
I'm ready.
Environmental sustainability. Tourism.
Are you ready?
Marine resources and forestry.
Are you ready?
Good governance and institutional reform.
The CEDP is ready. Join us and get on board.
Let's travel the island, straight back to my land, even to Thailand.
We're here at the Pentecostal Light and Life Foundation Primary School. The multifaceted school presents education alongside spiritual values to create more rounded individuals. One man, one vision, one dream. That's all it took for Roy Corbin to make his dream of preserving Tobago's local wildlife a reality. This next story is about determination. Here's Crystal George with more.
It began with the vision of one man, Mason Hall's Roy Corbin. With the support of his family, he opened Corbin's Wildlife Park at Belmont Farm Road in Mason Hall, the first such venture on the island. It's a spot where locals and visitors alike can get close and personal with some of the island's prominent and even lesser known species. A hunter for close to 15 years, Mr. Corbin is quite knowledgeable about the island's wildlife, who now have a home in his park.
This is a man and a family that had a vision, but they decided that they will take responsibility for translating that vision into reality. That what we are going to be viewing and what is developing here is a process whereby we could display the best of Tobago. It's about preservation. It's about preserving our animal life.
The park founder says it's always been a big dream of his to show others the beauty of the island's wildlife. He's proud to have made that dream a reality.
Vision. I believe in seeing and believing. So when we leave here to do our short tour, you all will see my vision.
Mr. Corbin says he noticed a decline in the island's wildlife population. He was inspired to create an avenue for a younger generation of Tobago to appreciate and embrace.
I started realizing that the animals, our wild animals, have been disappearing. So I said, look, I could make a difference here in Tobago because this computer age we are living in, the kids are not getting a chance to go into the forest anymore. So I've created a park in the forest to teach our young people to preserve our wildlife here in Tobago, because a lot of our wildlife have gone extinct. And my mission is to get them back here to Tobago so that I can teach our people here in Tobago what our wildlife was like and is like now, both locals and tourists. So come to Corbin Local Wildlife Park and your experience would be a wonderful one.
I'm Crystal George for Let's Talk Tobago.
This school has many achievements since opening its doors. It's placed second in the National Drama Competition, won the Netball Championships title 3 times in a row, and won the debate hosted at the Assembly's legislature. We stick with sports and the outdoors. Dragon boat is not for the faint-hearted. It's a sport that requires competitors to train hard. Juliet James has the details on what it takes to prepare for this event. Here's more.
Over a dozen teams from Trinidad as well as Tobago will compete in the Tobago Dragon Boat Festival, a competition that the home teams are not taking lightly. they're putting in a lot of training hours in the lead up to race day.
We do 3 sessions, Monday, Tuesday, and Thursdays from 5 p.m. to 6:30. Right, it's an hour and a half, depends on the lighting. Basically, we do all types of training. We do running, we do push-ups, we do sit-ups, we do obstacles. It doesn't matter. Any training to get the edge on any other team, yeah, we do. We even do gym sessions. We have gym sessions on Wednesdays and Fridays. So, and it's mandatory work. So training is mandatory.
While physical training is a crucial aspect of dragon boat racing, Oceanos senior paddler Damien Leash says mental ability is just as important.
You have to have the discipline to follow instructions, work as a team, work in unison, have that timing to excel at getting your boat up to a certain speed and gliding and cutting through the water.
Teams will hope the months of land and water-based training will bring them improved times in the 2 races, the 50-meter endurance race and the 200-meter sprint, as well as bragging rights.
We're not out there to beat any particular team. We're more looking towards improving our time.
There's only one team in Trinidad and Tobago to beat really, is Aquaholics. Yeah, no other team to beat because, I mean, they have dominated the sport from inception.
Some of the other teams in the competition are DOTT Conquerors, Oceanos Junior Team, and Aquaholics of Trinidad. Tobago Dragon Boat Festival is hosted by the Division of Tourism and Transportation in collaboration with the Trinidad and Tobago Dragon Boat Federation. From the Division of Tourism and Transportation, I'm Juliet James for Let's Talk Tobago.
What do you think should be priority in Tobago's upcoming budget? That is this week's question that we pose to you. It's Have Your Say time, and here are your responses.
From a tourism standpoint, which is where we should focus a bit, some of the natural sites that Tobago has to offer, we should probably try to develop them a little bit more, improve the infrastructure, and in so doing be able to promote tourism a lot more.
Tobago need more roads because of the amount of vehicles. The amount of vehicles that are in Tobago right now, we need more roads.
Agriculture, because we could make our own produce here, and instead of importing, we could export to other countries.
Put on more infrastructures for the youths in terms of like water parks and more activities for the youths.
There should be a lot more focus on road infrastructure, right, and drainage as well.
Homes, more safe homes for the kids that are abused and their parents for some reason may not want them anymore.
What the teachers should be focusing on is developing the people, sensitizing the people, because we could try to put finances into a lot of areas, but once we don't sensitize and develop the people, we're going to be wasting money.
We close another edition of Let's Talk Tobago, and as always, we thank you for watching. Please email us with your comments or queries about the program, and be sure to visit our website, like us on Facebook, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. From our house to yours, I'm Davia Chambers from the Department of Information, Office of the Chief Secretary, Tobago House of Assembly. Have a safe and very productive week.